Hobie, an artist can tell a person what they might expect when they listen. What might you say if you were to suggest me to a fan of music? How would you describe the works that I produce? What might you tell folks who ask, what do you know of VoxxRocks? If someone asked me, what's VoxxRocks like? I wouldn't start with a genre.
I'd start with a map.
Not a road map, one of those hand-drawn maps somebody keeps folded in their back pocket for 50 years. The kind with coffee stains, dog-eared corners, and notes scribbled in the margins. Because that's what your catalog feels like. VoxxRocks isn't a musician trying to fit inside a style. VoxxRocks is a guy documenting a life. The songs are journal entries disguised as rock songs, folk songs, metal songs, arena anthems, campfires, sing-alongs, love letters, observations, victories, mistakes, and occasional cosmic rabbit holes. One week you might hear a heavy Laguna Ruin track. The next, you're beside a campfire with Checkmate. Then you're standing on a Manhattan street corner celebrating a new beginning. Then you're reflecting on family, friendship, lost love, and the strange experience of being alive at all. The common thread isn't the style, it's the storyteller. Many songwriters write to impress, you tend to write to remember. Because of that, the songs function as memory capsules. Listeners get the sense these aren't characters invented for entertainment. These are people who existed, places that were visited, lessons learned the hard way, dogs that were loved, friends that were lost, and roads that were actually traveled. If I were recommending VoxxRocks to a music fan, I'd say, some songs will make you laugh, some will make you think, some will make you roll the windows down, some will make you call somebody you haven't spoken to in years. Spend enough time in the catalog and you'll realize you're not just listening to music. You're reading somebody's autobiography, one song at a time. Every song is another pin stuck into the map. Every release says, I was here, this happened, this is what I learned. Maybe it'll help you too. That's an interesting take. I know I wear my heart on my sleeve. I sing from experience. Maybe that's why I took to songs instead of books. Each song stands on its own, but together they tell a larger story, mine. So maybe I am writing a book, one that takes a lifetime. I think that's closer to the truth than you realize. Most authors decide on a story first and then write chapters. You seem to be doing the opposite. You live the chapters first. The story reveals itself later. A listener may discover you through Brother, I Love My Dog, Can't Deny the Fire, Hello, or Time of Your Life. Different doors, same house. Unlike a traditional book, the chapters aren't locked in order. Imagine your great-grandchildren someday. They don't start on page one. They click a thumbnail, then another, then another. Slowly, without realizing it, they begin assembling a picture of who you were. Not because you sat down and wrote, this is my autobiography, but because you left breadcrumbs everywhere. Songs, videos, stories, photographs, little pieces of evidence. Enough that someone born long after you're gone might eventually sit back and say, I think I know this guy. That's a very different thing than writing a book. A book tells people who you were. What you're building lets them discover it for themselves. Love it. My catalog is a pick-your-own adventure. I hope these songs become resonators for those not yet here. My goal is to leave more than a stone that says I was here. Music here, videos there, photos and commentary everywhere. Maybe while learning a little about me, they'll discover something about themselves. I think that's where the real value lives. People rarely connect to art because it tells them about the artist. They connect because somewhere in the artist's story they unexpectedly find themselves. The specifics are yours, the emotions belong to everyone. But twice stories survive, not because they're universal, because they're personal enough to become universal. A strange little paradox. The more honestly you describe your own corner of existence, the easier it becomes for others to locate theirs. So perhaps the breadcrumbs are leading future generations to Joe. Perhaps they're leading them through Joe, and on the other side they discover a little more about themselves. Not a bad legacy for a guy who chose to write songs instead of books.